Hello everybody! You may remember me from the Japanese Notan project. My name is Miss Arnold. I'm an Alabama artist and an art educator. It's so good to be with you again. Today we're doing a project that I like to call Picasso Portraits. I call them that because they are a little wacky and a lot of fun. We will use the following materials to create a Picasso portrait. 9 by 12 manila paper, a pencil, an eraser, a Sharpie marker, and whatever colors you have on hand, markers, colored pencils, or pastels. Do you know Pablo Picasso? He is one of the most famous and influential artists of the 20th century. He was born in Spain, Picasso, but he lived most of his life in France, where he created thousands of works of art. He was not only a painter, but also a sculptor, a printmaker, and a ceramic artist.
1001.
He liked to play and experiment with new ways of making art and new ways of representing reality. He and another artist invented a style of art called Cubism. What does the word Cubism remind you of? Another word is in there, the word cube. And Cubism has a lot of geometric shapes, you'll notice. Cubism is a revolutionary art movement where artists use different viewpoints to show many different angles of a subject, making them look fragmented and abstract. Picasso was one of the inventors of Cubism. Picasso knew how to draw and paint realistically. You can see here on the left his self-portrait done in a very natural and realistic way. But he got bored with that after a while and began to experiment. And on the right, you can see the beginnings of Cubism. Here are some examples of Picasso's Cubist portraits. Look at how he uses shapes, lines, and different angles in the faces. They're clearly human faces, but they're not realistic at all. They're kind of crazy, kind of wacky. Also notice how he uses lots of different colors in one face. The bright colors remind me of cartoon characters. You can see that some of the faces look like you're looking at them from the side and the front all at once. They're very geometric. The shapes are like circles and squares and triangles and everything mashed up together. It's crazy, wacky, and kind of interesting, don't you think? Notice in this one face, this one portrait, there are two views, the profile on the left and the straight-on view on the right. Now let's get started with our own wacky Picasso portrait. Here are some student examples of Picasso portraits. You can see how wacky, fun, crazy they can be. You can do a kind of a self-portrait, or you can make up a character. Just have fun. First, you'll need just your paper and pencil, maybe your eraser, Make sure your paper is turned the portrait direction up and down like this. I've sketched out a face and now I'm going to go over it with you. You can do a male, a female, any kind of face you want. Begin by drawing a sort of basic face shape in the center of your paper. And we're going to use a profile on one side and a straight-on view on the other side. And this is going to make the face asymmetrical. In other words, not like a mirror image. They're not going to be the same on each side like a normal face is. So I'm drawing the profile with the nose in the middle and the lips to the side. And then I'm making the eye by drawing part of a triangle and making it look like the eye is facing to the left. I add a few eyelashes. The first one I'm doing for you is going to be a girl with a kind of medium length hair. Now you don't have to do the ears the same on each side. You could choose to make the ears different on each side. And now I'm starting on the straight on view. I'm just making the mouth sort of line up with the profile mouth. And the eye on the left side is facing forward. We draw that round part of the eye and then the middle part of the eye, and I add a few eyelashes. Now we're going to draw a neck and shoulders on this person, on this portrait. A collar. And you can do any kind of collar you want. Straight, ruffles, whatever. And now we'll do a sort of bob haircut, hairstyle. You can make it different on each side. You can do one side crazier than the other. I want to add some earrings to this girl. So I'm drawing the hoop earrings, and then I'm going to erase the part of the ear that you wouldn't be able to see if the earring were in front of it. Now at this point, you can add any details you like. Be creative. You can add textures. For example, I'm going to add some lines to the hair to give it some texture and sort of the illusion of depth. So I'm putting these curved lines to make it look like the hair is a little bit bouncy and poofy. And now it's time to use your Sharpie marker or any black marker and go over all of your lines before you add color. Now it's time to add color, whatever kinds of colors you have. If you have markers, that's great. If you have colored pencils, that's great. If you have oil pastels, that's great. In fact, you can combine these types of colors. It's called mixed media when you do that. Now I've decided I want to add a little more wacky Picasso geometric type shapes right where the cheekbones or the blush might be on a girl's makeup. And so I've added this diamond shape. And I'm using a colored pencil. It's very easy to mix the colors or layer the colors with a colored pencil. So you can watch how I add lighter colors on top of this or darker colors where shadows might be in the corners, on the edges, under the lip or under the eye or under the brow. I'm going to add a little more pressure and a little more darkness and vary the light and dark areas on the face. Now I think it might be fun to add a little pattern or texture to the shirt. So I'm taking the green marker on top of the yellow marker and doing a polka dot design on the shirt. Vary the sizes of the circles and do some half circles and partial circles on the edges, and then dots if you like, until you're happy with the pattern. Have fun! Thank you so much for making art with me today. I can't wait to see the results. Bye.